Kate's Mary from Vindulge and author of Fire and Wine Cookbook. And today we're going to talk about a serious subject. We're going to talk about how to grill a thin steak. Aww. It happens. Sometimes you go to the grocery store and that's all they have are some really thin steaks. Now, normally we always encourage people to find the thickest steaks you can find. Our favorite method to cook steaks is a reverse sear. That means we are cooking it at a low temperature for a long period of time, and then we remove it, jack up the heat, and then sear it. That's going to give it great flavor. It's going to cook it nice and evenly, and it's going to give you a nice sear on the outside. But you can't do that with a thin steak. Thin steaks require heat. We need to cook this steak as hot as we can and quickly. So we got to be fast and efficient when we're cooking a thin steak. These steaks I have right here are about a 1/4 inch thick. I would love it if you could get at least a 1 inch thick steak, if not 1.5 inches. But oftentimes you can't get that. Oftentimes you got to cook what you're dealt. And today we were dealt some really thin steaks, but that's okay. We can still cook them. They're going to be amazing. Now you have a couple options. You can marinate these steaks. Thin steaks take to marinades really well, but we're not even gonna marinate today. We're just gonna season these steaks and get them on a really hot grill for just a couple minutes per side, and then cook them, hopefully, to medium rare, because that's how I like my steak. So let's get started. All right, so we've got these really thin steaks. These are about a 1/4 inch thick. We're gonna season them up. We're gonna start with a little bit of olive oil. This is just gonna help the season stick. And then we are using our beef seasoning today. You can use whatever your favorite seasoning is for beef. Even just good old fashioned salt, pepper, garlic works well. We're just gonna season these. Just wanna get them nice and coated. My mom went and got steaks for Christmas dinner one day. She said she wanted a prime rib and nobody else wanted one. So she went and got some steaks, came home with a pack from Sam's Club. It was like 10 steaks that were all like the thinnest steaks I've ever seen in my life. Like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make it happen. All right, so now we're gonna get these on a hot grill. I'm talking like if you can get your grill up to 600, that's what we're looking for. Nice and hot. We're gonna sear them quickly on each side, and that should be enough to get them to a perfect medium rare. So we've got our grill set up for direct grilling, and we are just gonna put the steaks on the hot grill and let them cook about a minute or so. And then we are gonna flip them frequently. I'm talking like every minute or so. For thin steaks, you're looking for even cooking, and that's why we're gonna flip them so frequently. I know some people will advise you to just flip a steak once, but for thin steaks, that's really not the best method. You need to flip them for even cooking and even charring. And they will cook quick. I'm talking for these steaks, just a few minutes. That's all it takes. That's it. All right, there you have it. We just grilled those really thin steaks. Only took a couple minutes. Now let's see how they look. Let's give it a shot. It's got great flavor. These ones are seasoned well, grilled nice and crispy on the outside. They still taste fantastic. All right, if there's anything you want to take away from this, it is to make sure you have a hot grill, season them well, and then make sure you're flipping them frequently. And that's really it. For a beautiful steak like this, I love our neighbors in Washington State. Beautiful red wines out of Washington that are perfect for a steak like this. This is a Petite Syrah, but this would be great with a Washington Merlot, Cab, you name it. Some of my favorites are from Walla Walla. Wonderful region, great wines, perfect steak wines. For hundreds more recipes and videos, just head to Vindulge.com. Here at Vindulge, we are all about helping you make great food, drink great wine, and have amazing backyard experiences with your family and friends. Cheers. Best part of the job. Second best part of the job.